Our countdown to tip-off continues. Today's stop is Weatherford, and we get to visit with the head coach of the Southwestern women's basketball team, Coach Kelsi Musick. Coach, it's just been quite a run in recent years for the program. Southwestern, in the last 5 years, has had 20-plus win seasons. For each of those 5 years, 122 wins over a 5-year stretch. And it's something I know you've been building to. There are always ups and downs along the way, but right now it does seem to be another golden time for Southwestern.
Yes, it's been a challenge to build the program, but at the same time, it's been very rewarding to finally get to where we knew and we wanted to be. So it's been really nice. I mean, the run we made in 2019 was extremely special, and I just think that it gives everyone in our conference a lot of hope to just see that it can be done. When Harding made it to that Final Four run, and then for us to be able to do it, it shows what the Great American Conference is capable of. But it's been extremely special to be able to lead this program here at SWASU.
And year after year, the conference just seems to be getting stronger. Last year, the numbers seem to back that up as well, and in the way that the conference teams from top to bottom played against out of conference opponents, and so it definitely is something that you all are a part of helping that water to rise then. And raising all ships along the way. Coach, the team 21-8 last season, and one more note about last year, in that even though it was the third consecutive year in which the Lady Dogs had earned an NCAA tournament berth, but
Mhm.
closed out with a loss, a tough loss in the Great American Conference tournament there in the quarterfinals against a what proved to be a very good UAM team that made a nice run along the way. But do you carry anything over from that?
I think it was a learning experience. We lost a few seniors obviously last year, but at the same time, it was a learning experience for our younger players. They'd been in clutch games with, Haley and Hayden, and then they had to be in some clutch games last year. And I think it was just a learning curve. It was very disappointing. I thought our performance was very poor. And when you don't play well, it makes a loss even worse, I believe. So just the simple fact that we didn't play very well, and we had to exit the tournament way earlier than we planned or wanted to. It was a hard pill to swallow, but at the same time, you have to learn from those losses, and hopefully I think my team did, and they're extremely hungry to be able to take the court again. That was the last time we got to play. We made it to the national tournament, but all we got to do was drive to Missouri and have a practice, and then everything got shut down due to the pandemic. So it was just a little bitter taste in our mouth, and just left just something for us to long for and work for this off season and for this long stretch in which we haven't had the opportunity to play games.
We're speaking now with Coach Kelsi Musick, the women's basketball coach at Southwestern, whose Lady Dogs are picked as co-favorites in the Great American Conference Western Division this year. Coach, you talk about some of those players that you had on that team last year, and some that will be coming back, and those include some strong players, which Makira Tramble, the GAC Freshman of the Year, and Tabor Beer, a senior who hit the big shot against Central Missouri, the team you would have played in the NCAA tournament, that big shot a couple of years ago. And, of course, Bethany Franks, a GAC tournament MVP from a couple of years ago as well. Strong player for you. Talk about those returnees.
Makira, she just can do so much. She gets tips and steals, but she can score so well and so fluently. And it's kind of, sometimes she'll have a burst of speed, and then, she can just come down and make a crazy move and hit a three in your face. So she's just so dynamic, and she just brings a different intensity to our team and to our practices. Bethany and Beer, they've been here for 4 years, and it's nice to have those 4-year kids. And they've got some opportunity to do something that no other team's been able to do. I mean, no, I haven't had a 4-year kid make it to the national tournament 4 years in a row. And that's something that, they've been a part of extremely good teams, extremely special runs, but they still have an opportunity to do something that hasn't been done here yet. So that gives them something extra hard to work for, and a bigger goal. So I think that that's kind of neat for those seniors. And like you said, Beer hit that big shot, Boris, and Bethany is just, she might be a little undersized, but she usually leads our team in steals and rebounding, and she can just do so many different things, especially on the defensive end. And then her her being able to step away from the rim has really been able to help us create some mismatches in that post position for us.
And if those players are four-year tournament players, then as you mentioned earlier, now it's going to be their opportunity to take the lead, and it'll be on their shoulders. You have a number of new players as well, and you can have four-year players only if you recruit those freshmen and bring them in. And you have a number of new faces, and among those, a set of twins, which it had been a while since you'd had twins there in the program. So it's probably about time for that to change once again. Talk about some of the new faces in the program.
Yeah, we're a little overdue for another set of twins. So, we have Carly and Macy Gore from Sealing, Oklahoma. They transferred from ORU at semester. They had to sit in the spring semester. So they've had a chance to kind of learn our program and our system and become a huge part of our future and our team currently. So they're winners. They've won a whole lot of ball games in their high school career, and they like to play fast, and the pace in which we play really fits what they are really good at, their transition game, and the fact that they can really score at the rim and at the three-point line. So it's quite exciting to add that experience, especially coming, even though they were only at ORU for a semester, they still have that D1 experience, and just the experience that they gained from their careers in high school and then from coming from ORU. So I think they're going to be great additions for us and give us some depth and just that, that winning mentality, which is so important. And then we have Avery, and she is a true freshman. She is coming to us from Lubbock, Texas. So, it's been a slight adjustment. I think all freshmen have a little bit of adjustment at the next level, but she's really embraced being the only true freshman and the learning curve, and she's doing a really good job. I think she's adjusted well, considering, she had to move, a little bit away from home farther than the rest of them. And then just the simple fact of our speed and our pace, she's really doing a good job of adjusting and learning our offense and our system. So I've been extremely proud of all of them.
Interesting to hear that there is someone from Texas. I didn't know your recruiting budget allowed you to go outside of the state of Oklahoma. So with all the Oklahoma girls that are constantly a part of your program, Coach, your schedule gets underway on January 7th, and we're all looking forward to that date. We've had that circled for a long time. You travel to Ada to take on East Central in your first contest, and then back at home on the Saturday against the other co-favorite in the Western Division of the GAC. Talk about opening your schedule.
We just are excited for the opportunity to play. We've been practicing for so long that they're probably tired of listening to me yell about the same things and to hear my whistle blow. So I think we're just all excited for the opportunity to play someone else so we can see where we need to grow and where we need to learn. When you play each other every day, and I have a shorter roster, they don't really get a lot of breaks. So they're probably wondering if they're in shape or not. But at the same time, when you don't get breaks, I'm like, you guys are going to be in better shape than you think. So we're just excited for the opportunity to play someone other than ourselves. I think all of the teams in the Great American Conference have just continued to get better and better. And I know that this season is not going to be any different. It's going to be a battle every time we take the floor, even if we're only playing the Oklahoma teams initially. It's going to be a battle every time we take the floor. We did get that preseason co-ranking, and people are going to be coming for us. So we've got to be prepared and handle our business for 40 minutes every time we take the floor. But going to Ada is not an easy challenge. So when we go down to play the Tigers, it's always a battle, and it's not an easy place to play. So, we're just, like I said, we're excited to have the opportunity to play at this point. I don't care if it's a road game or how far we have to travel, as long as we get to suit up.
I understand. We all have January 7th circled on our calendars, definitely. Coach Kelsi Musick, the head women's basketball coach at Southwestern, whose Lady Dogs are picked as co-favorites in the Great American Conference Western Division. Coach Musick, thank you for taking time with us today as we count down to tip-off in the GAC.
Thanks for having me.